Sigil magic is very powerful because it works with the power of symbols, and symbols are very powerful. Symbols are in the letters of words, they're in brand logos, they're in everything you see really is a symbol of something. If you've ever taken psychedelics or know psychedelic experiences, usually people will see symbols and codes of things that they don't recognize, because symbols are sort of gateways to other realities and to other modes of understanding. In Tantra, we have yantras, which work with symbols and lines and energy to invoke certain states of being. So just like with all of magic and the occult, what's on the surface is not what it seems, and there's a lot of power in the seemingly mundane things that we don't pay attention to. The same way like how logos of a company will invoke a certain feeling, or brand names of your favorite shoes, the different symbols have different associations that have different emotional charges to them. We want to remember that words and letters are symbols, and there's a lot of power in the words that you speak and write. It's one of the most potent gateways of magic. In this sigil magic spell, we're going to work with the power of letters in words. The first step is you're going to decide what you want, and you have to be very, very clear in the intention of what it is you're trying to manifest. You're going to be writing a declaratory statement as though you are already in the state of having and receiving what it is you're creating. So instead of writing, I want a relationship, you will say, I have a wonderful relationship with my soulmate, or something like that. You're going to be stating your desire as though it is already a fact. So we're going to go ahead and write our declaratory statement. Next, we're going to disguise the sentence by removing all of the vowels. And after that, we're going to take out any of the repeating consonants. And finally, the fun part, we're going to create the sigil, which is the design, the diagram, the yantra with all of these letters, and we're gonna use them. We can have them upside down, flipped, adding lines, stars, hearts, anything that you feel like. Now the next step is really quite bizarre and fascinating, and you want to basically completely forget about this sigil. So you want to forget what it's even for, and you want to possibly hide it, not have it anywhere you can see it or anyone else can see it. And the purpose of this is basically that you've already casted out your intention into the universe by creating this sigil. So by forgetting, it's an act of complete surrender, complete trust in the process, and knowing that there's nothing else you need to control anymore. Your intention has already been created, and you no longer need to interfere with this process. And then after that, the final step is you want to charge the sigil. So you're going to be charging energy into the sigil through visualization and meditation. A lot of magic and the tools that we use in magic are effective only when we charge them with our intention. So I spoke recently on my Instagram about how crystals do not necessarily work the way people intend them to unless they're charged with energy. It's sort of like activating something's dormant potential. So the same goes with yantras and Tantra. They're not actually effective unless there's a ritual that charges the yantra and invokes the spirit of the yantra, whether that's a deity or a specific intention or energy or a representation of something. So there's different ways that you can charge your sigil, and one of those ways is simply through visualizing and charging it with visualization of light. Another method is actually using the moment of orgasm to use that charged up energy to send to your sigil. And it's a very intuitive process, so you'll know when it's charged basically when you tune into it and you feel that it's sufficiently charged. It's very much an internal process, and it helps you develop your own intuitive muscle and knowing and understanding of when something is ready and complete, or just trusting that you'll feel it basically when it's charged. And that's it. You just go on knowing that it has worked. So it is, so mote it be, and your intention is out in the universe now. I love creating simple spells like this. Really, it's an easy way for everyone to learn and incorporate magic into their lives. I know a lot of people are fearful of magic, and they've sort of shied away from even experiencing or practicing any type of magic. I do want to say that as long as your intentions are pure and you're not interfering with another person's free will, then there's nothing really that you need to worry about, because magic is already everywhere, and it's ritual and it's intention, and these are really just tools for creating what's already happening in your life, but having more authority and sense of direction in what you are creating.